Okay, so a lot of you guys said that pretty much that the Democrats are pretty much the center. They're no longer leftists, they're the center, and that that the Republicans are like far right now. And I've heard the argument when you're negotiating with someone that you're supposed to push for more than you actually want so that you can meet in the middle. But I think if both parties are aware of that principle, I think it kind of doesn't work as well. Like if you decide, you know what, instead of doing the charade where both parties are pushing for extremes, if you just say, if you just, I don't know, I feel like if both parties know that each other they're each pushing each other to the extremes, which I think a lot of people don't even think ahead of this principle. Like they just take the what the other person is saying as face value. They don't see it as an exaggeration of what they actually want. But if you see it as an exaggeration, you're like, okay, well, you go up to the guy and you're like, okay, I know you're exaggerating on this demand. You actually expect to have less than what you're asking for. And then he goes back and says the same thing to you. You can be more centered. And I think you should just stand up to be more centered if that's the right way to go about things. Uh, I think, like in life, for life to persist, it has to be equilibrium because anything that's too exaggerated is just too much for life to handle. And that's why centrist is probably the most rational position to have. And it doesn't, and even though the overtone wisdom, they keep saying they're shifting, there's still a center, an absolute center in the political scheme of things. Um, there just has to be. I mean, it just, if it's a scale, and there might be multiple dimensions, but there's still a center to all those dimensions. Like if it's three parties, then it's a triangle. There's a center to that triangle. But that may not be the global center of ideas out there. There could be there's an infinite amount of ideas out there, and you can take the average of all that, and that would be the ultimate center. And I just want to say that because I don't want to have to act like I want a lot. I don't want to act extra left just because there's an extra right movement going on. Because extra left can be just as toxic, in my opinion. Like, what's extra left? It's like you can't say anything. You don't have freedom of speech. Pretty much, uh, you have to pretty much walk on eggshells to not offend anyone, and then you can't even get stuff done because everything is so sensitive. And that's one thing that's good about the right is that they aren't as sensitive as leftists generally. Now the right has the problem where they're just too obnoxious to people. So if you're in the center, you kind of live. You get the. It's a trade off, honestly. But I think it's a good. It's life thrives in the center in the middle climate. That's like the best for life, and I think it's the best politically too.